Lakes are havens of tranquility amidst the chaos of the modern world, a serene pit stop for the mind, one of the few places that the cosmos can stare down onto the world and have its own infinity gaze back, a cosmic mirror. I cherish these bodies of water, givers of life, but I admire their wardens. There once was a blind man. His wife would go with him into the mountains and into the meadows to help him hunt. Whenever she saw an animal, his wife would point his arrow for him. The man would pull back his bow and release it, and it would usually hit his mark. One day, the couple came upon a large caribou. The wife handed her husband an arrow and pointed it towards the animal. He shot the caribou, but she shouted at him, "You are such a bad hunter! You missed the caribou!" The woman pushed the man to the ground, saying she was tired of living with an old blind man, and left him there alone. The old man cried out for his wife and wandered around calling for her. Eventually, he reached the shore of the lake. A loon heard his cries and swam over to him. "What is wrong?" asked the loon. "My wife has left me because I am a bad hunter and I am blind," answered the man. "I will help you," said the loon. "Hop onto my back." The old man hopped onto the loon's back and they dove under the water. When they returned to the surface, the loon asked, "Can you see now?" The old man answered, "I can see a little, but it is misty." So the loon dove under the water again. When they resurfaced, the loon asked, "Now can you see?" "I can see now. Thank you," said the man. He reached into his pocket and took out some white beads. The man tossed the beads to the loon and they landed around his neck and on his wings. And that is how the loon got its spots. This indigenous story, as retold by Violet Prince, is one of but a plethora of legends that owe their origins to the guardians of the lake. Across countless cultures, loons have been regarded as kin and praised for their vision, perceptiveness, and call. The Ojibwe people regard it as the inspiration for their traditional flutes. In Sioux and Lakota tales, it is said to have aided in the recreation of the world. Some First Nations groups even believe that the haunting, echoey call of the loon was that of the Great Spirit Manitou itself. Loons aren't just important culturally, though. These diving birds are important indicator species for the bodies of water that they inhabit. This means that their presence, or lack thereof, along with their reproductive success and ability to rear young, are essential pieces of data when determining the health of an ecosystem. On the topic of identifying threats, though, it's important to go over the factors that are actively in the process of degrading the common loon's stability as a species. For one, chemical pollution. Bioaccumulation has led to dangerous amounts of mercury getting into loons as the deadly element progresses up the food chain. Lead sinkers and weights left by fishermen are mistaken as ideal gizzard grinding stones by the birds and ultimately lead to their poisoning. Acid rain can lower pH levels, killing fish stock and thereby reducing the food supply for these aquatic predators. And that's not even mentioning other factors such as habitat disruption and human activity or climate-based or ecological pressures. According to the IUCN Red List, though, loon numbers are still at least concern levels, but productivity and populations are showing concerning downward trends that should be taken into consideration. When it comes to their biology, common loons are probably one of the most distinct water birds out there, with their overall black plumage, white underparts, white necklace, white spots, and piercing red eyes. They are highly mobile in water with their rear-placed webbed feet, hydrodynamic form, and dense solid bones, which reduce their buoyancy and aid in diving. These excellent water skills come at a cost though. For one, loons need a lot of water in order to take off, so if they land in a lake too small, they will be essentially trapped. Additionally, because of their posteriorly placed legs, they are super awkward on land and can barely walk. That being said, their design seems to have done them well, as these birds have been kicking around since the Eocene period, which lasted from about 56 to 33.9 million years ago. And with that, I'd say that's all for today. Sorry for the shorter episode overall, since I've got a long trip coming up and I need time to prepare. Anyways, I hope you learned something, like and subscribe for more bird content, and I'll see you next time on Hank the Birdman.